Hi guys, welcome to Dragon's Cave. I've got a new dragon mold that I want to try today. So I don't know if you saw the ice dragon I did a couple of weeks ago now, I think. This one is kind of like going to be the fire dragon. So I'm going to use orange, starry red, and ruby red. I'm going to start with orange. Not sure how well I'm going to be able to do that actually. So the head and the feet I'm going to do in the orange, and I'm going to use the starry red and then finish with the ruby red. So yeah, cross everything as usual. These molds are quite staticky, so sorry, I'm trying to keep this in shot. The powder is going to go everywhere. Somebody did recommend on one of my recent videos that I use a dryer sheet to help take the static out of the mold. One of these days I will actually remember to fix them up when I go shopping, because the problem is that I don't really do shopping. I kind of leave that to my husband mostly. The horns, oh, they are very deep. I hadn't realised just how deep those horns went through. Okay, so let's see if I can get that down in there. Something seems to go to a different angle. I don't necessarily need the lines between the colours to be sharp. I'm quite okay if there's a bit of overspill and a little bit of gradient going on there. Just want to make sure that I actually cover everything that needs to be covered. What I might do is just gently drag that down a little. Go. I'll probably end up speeding this up a little bit and play you some music instead of listening to my croaky voice. Had a awful cold last week, but now I kind of just feel bunged up. Brush it about a bit. I think sometimes there is such a thing as being too neat and tidy. Although I'm sure there are many people out there who would not agree with that. Okay. Almost there with this one. Okay. I'm going to take this over to the bin and give it a tap, and I will be back with you for the next bit. See you in a sec. Okay, all tidied up now. So the next part I'm going to do will be the starry red. And I'm going to start at the head here and work my way down. These powders all came from a set that I got on Amazon. I'll try and remember to link it in the description. There's a lot of detail in this mold. I do need to make sure I get right down in there. Make sure that there are no gaps. Again, I will speed this part up rather than keep switching the camera off and on. I'm not even sure that you can see what I'm doing. Into there. Now switch out. If I can get the lid back on this. Okay, that's that one done. Which brush is this? Have I used that one? No. Okay. So I'm going to finish with a ruby red, just around the rest of it. I haven't actually used any of these colours before. I only opened the bottles just before turning the camera on. Very messy thing to do, but worthwhile. Or I believe so anyway. Quite difficult to pour this in separate colours. I'm sure it can be done. I'm sure many people have done it, but not something I choose to stress myself over. And I have poured things using multiple colours in the same mould at the same time. But I don't generally have a lot of success because the resin I use is so low viscosity. Unless I wait for it to thicken up, then the colours all tend to run together anyway. One day I'll invest in a higher viscosity resin just to kind of try it out and see how it goes. See daylight through here. See, not quite enough powder down in there. Okay, so we're almost there. Hey guys, back again. I've got my resin mixed up. I've mixed up 120 grams, which should be enough for this mold, but I'm not 100% sure of that. May end up having to make some more. I'm definitely going to go with the white for the back end. I'm going to use this pigment paste that I got from Temu. So pigment paste does settle, so you do need to stir it before you use it. Scrape the sides. A good mix. As I said, this one did come from Temu, and it's not the best pigment paste in the world, but it does the job. I'm going to put quite a big dollop in because I know that it won't be opaque enough if I don't. I'm going to try that. Okay. It's mixing in okay. Not too bad. I may need to put a little bit more in. Just give this a good stir first, just to make sure that it's not just sitting at the bottom in a lump. Unfortunately, it's not easy to tell, obviously. Not too bad. I'll just put a little more in, I think. Just going to scrape off what's on this stick. You don't want to get mixed resin into your pigment paste, so I'm being very careful not to touch the resin with this stick. Get off. Yes, I'm messy. I'm going to have quite a bit of cleanup to do there. Just get this finished quickly. It's still summer, it's still hot, and I really don't want this to start curing in the cup. Okay, that looks pretty good. So because of the amount of detail in this mold, I am going to spray some isopropyl alcohol, particularly down into the horns. And into the spines, all the way around. Hoping I don't wash off the mica powder with alcohol. It's worked okay before, but one of these days I'm going to come unstuck with it. Okay, let's give that a final stir. Looks okay. I'm going to start with the head and very gently pour in there to find its way into all the nooks and crannies. You can see the bubbles are rising as it's going round. Hopefully that's a good thing. I just carry on slowly pouring in here. Hopefully it'll just find its way into all the detail on its way around. Okay, I can already see this mold is not level. I'm going to have to prop it up with something. I'll need to give this a minute for the alcohol to evaporate off the top anyway, because obviously that breaks the surface tension and it will overspill, particularly if the mold's not level. Yeah, okay, I'll let the alcohol evaporate. I'll top it up, and I didn't need very much resin at all, judging by what's left in the cup. And if you can see, there's quite a lot still left in there. Yeah, I'm going to have to go and do something before this ends up all over the table. See you in a little bit. Bye. Hey guys, back again. Ready to demold. Something a little odd about this mold. I don't know if you could see this. I was pulling off the overspill. It's all like really weirdly fluffy. Yeah, it's got very strange marks on it. I'm sure it's not going to matter. It's not going to make any difference to the actual piece. Just thought it was a little bizarre. Okay, trying to pull off some of the overspill before I take it out of the mould. Looks hairy. This should be fully set. It shouldn't be at all soft. It's been in the mould overnight. I'm hoping that you can hear me, because I just realised I've forgotten to put my microphone on. And I hope that the traffic outside isn't too much of a distraction. Push it down from this side, that's better. Okay, that's one hairy dragon. It's going to take quite a bit of trimming up. And the horns out in one piece, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, fluffy. Okay, here we go. Oh yes, the colours have come out beautifully. There's an awful lot of hairiness to remove on there. But the colours have worked wonderfully well. The mould itself is matte. I'm not entirely sure whether I want to leave it matte or whether I'm going to coat it. But I'll have a little think about that while I'm cleaning up the mess, giving it a shave, and you will see in the final pictures. So I hope you like him. I think he's really cute, totally bubble free, and I will see you for the next one. Bye.